Thank you.
Thank you.
Senator Fetterman, you're recognized. Yes, sir.
I can't go in front of that collision.
I think,
I'll be glad to go ahead, but
go ahead, Senator Grassley.
Yeah, he's a legend in his own mind. Yeah.
thank you very much, Senator Fetterman. I know you're very qualified for this job because I know what you did in the previous Trump administration, so there's no doubt about your qualifications. I got some questions along some things that I've been believing in farm programs, and I'd like to have you answer. I've been an advocate for one overall amount of money that one farmer can get, and that one farmer ought to have dirt under his fingernails in order to qualify for payments. I got nothing against big farmers getting bigger. I just don't think we ought to subsidize big farmers to get bigger, because if we're subsidizing them, it drives up the price of land, it drives up the cost of cash rent, and most young farmers getting started farming are the type that have to rent their land, and competition with people that maybe are farming 2,000 acres versus somebody farming 10,000 acres. There ought to be not a limit on the size of the farm, but there ought to be some limit on how much the federal government's going to help, because the principle of a safety net is that we have a safety net for the last 70 or 80 years because there's certain size farmers, small and medium-sized farmers, that don't have any control over Nixon freezing beef prices in 70, or Carter putting a grain embargo on in 79, or even the uncertainty that comes with the way that Trump is doing business. So I say we ought to be helping those that are hurt by things beyond their control. So that's why I advocate a limit on farm payments. Do you think that there should be any limit on how big a payment would go to any one farm operation?
Well, Senator, thank you for that question, and I appreciate that. I don't know that I have thought about that necessarily, but I would say that whatever Congress says is under that definition of actively engaged, what the payment limitations are. Certainly, we will follow the letter of the law and enforce that as the agencies are doing today.
I wasn't going to bring up actively engaged, but I don't think I have so much a question on it, but it'd be a matter of informing you how I see it within the Department of Agriculture. Sometimes Congress has expended the term actively engaged, so people don't have to actually be involved in the management of the farm operation to get some help from the farm program. But some of it has been done through either guidance or regulation within the Department of Agriculture, and I've seen it expanded even under Democratic secretaries of agriculture, but for sure Republicans have done it. And I think if you're involved in any of those regulations, you ought to review what they are and see if they haven't gone too far. Because when third cousins can start getting some benefit from a family farm operation, it's not right. So I'd just like to have you take a look at it. Secretary Rollin is focused on supporting small farms. Do you agree that payment limits help protect small and medium-sized farmers, or is this something you want to say you haven't given a lot of thought to yet?
So, Senator, could you repeat the question?
Yeah, Senator Rollins is focused on supporting small farmers. Now, I get this from my conversations with her. I got it from her confirmation conversations we've had. Do you agree that payment limits help protect small and medium-sized farms?
So I think, if I understand the question correctly, I think that payment limitations on smaller farms, typically the producer that's operating a smaller farm doesn't necessarily bump up against the payment limitations. Farmers that are farming larger farms, more acres, a lot of times do bump up against those payment limitations.
Okay.
Did that answer your question, Senator?
Yeah, you've answered it. Let me just finish with this. I hope I get a chance to have a conversation with you and explain what my motives are. I've already expressed them. I can't express it much more than that, but I'd like to have some consideration given to it. Thank you, Senator Fetterman.